What happens when you take your favorite adventure game, gather all the simple mechanics that make it fun, throw that out, and replace it by the most cumbersome, complicated mechanics that you found under a trash can? Ladies and gentlemen, Dragons Dogma 2. Now, I feel like at its core, this game could have been fantastic. I was so excited for it that I forced myself to stay away from any trailers, any teasers, even that goated character creator that everybody was talking about. So it's safe to say that my expectations were pretty damn high. Now, before I get too far, I do want to preface this by saying that no, I didn't play the last Dragons Dogma game. But in my defense, I wasn't into those games back in the day. But as I grew older, I found those adventure RPG games funner as I went on. So before anyone says,
"You just don't understand the game's mechanics,"
or
"How can you judge this game if you never played the first one?"
just hear me out. It will all make sense at the end. Or it won't. I guess we'll see. Look, the game is playable. The game wasn't released unfinished. At least for the PS5 it wasn't. Let's get that out of the way. Is there a market for this game? Hell yeah. If there's a market for Supermarket Simulator, there's a market for Dragons Dogma 2. Alright, so first, let's get some big wins in here. The world is very much alive. You can tell from the first cutscene that we're gonna get thrown into this world that's already fully realized. You can tell there's different factions, different families that hail from different parts of the game's world. And as far as I can tell, these would all be places that you could eventually visit. And as unintentional as it may be, there's some things that I saw in the game's background that definitely had some minds of their own. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Yo. Bro, what the hell is going on? Now, I gotta admit, character creators are one of my least favorite things in video games, like in general. And that goes for most action RPGs, Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Skyrim, whatever. I don't really see the point in customizing your character if you're just gonna put a bunch of armor around your head. Like it almost makes no point. But I will admit, the character creator in DD2 is super slick. I probably spent more time trying to get my skin color accurate in this game than I have completely customizing characters in other games. Now, if the character creator part of it was actually important to me, I mean, I probably would have made a whole day out of just creating my character. Obviously, it seems like the devs really cared about this game. Everyone in this game, every NPC is so eager to tell you about the lore of the world, so much so that it almost stops the gameplay entirely just because you're thrown so many things, so many like facts the first 10 minutes of the game. And every single game mechanic comes with a tutorial, so you don't get too lost. There is a certain type of attention that you could tell shines through in this game. Like the start menu, it's super polished. There's little designs here and there thrown into each of the sub menus. If you stop and take a look around, you can see the details, and that's something worth appreciating. Now look, I wanted to make this video for a reason, so before I digress even further, here we go. Look, there's plenty of things that I want to talk about, but one thing in particular that shines through: mayhap.
Mayhap 'tis only natural.
Mayhap a walk through the streets.
Mayhap you will visit me again someday.
Mayhap now would be a good time to speak with him.
Have you some business with the apothecary, sir?
Mayhap. Dude, this word bothered me so much that I had to look it up and make sure that it was even a real word. And surely enough, it was. Kinda. I guess it's like if maybe and perhaps had a baby or something. I don't know, but I hate it. I swear, if I heard it one more time, I was gonna tear out my brainstem, carry it to the nearest four-way intersection, and skip rope with it. Speaking of mayhap, what's up with this like super old version of English that everyone's speaking? Like, I get it, the world is based on some like medieval time period. But when you talk like this, hell, you're a soldier. 'Twill be a surprise to see you arrive in one piece, if not. Hordes of monsters have been plaguing this area of late, you see. We've had to start sending out new recruits to cull them. Okay.
Is that so?
Who went yonder? I don't know what they're like. Why are you two guys talking like that? It kind of takes you out of it too. Like when I chose English, I didn't think I was gonna get this.
You withstood the fire in my stead and were well and truly charred. 'Twas terrible. I had thought your life forfeit. I could not hear the beat.
Who knows what the hell that means? Maybe it's just me and my small brain don't understand, but whatever. Put it on the bad list. Now, if there's anything that immediately takes me out of any game is bad NPC interactions. There's some games I've played where the character you're talking to just has these soulless eyes or maybe long awkward pauses in between dialogue. But what is this?
One moment and falls the next. And now you stand before me.
I don't like that at all.
This sucks.
Dragon's assault.
Am I supposed to go?
Follow me, master. I shall guide you to the location.
Ah, got it.
A guide is most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way.
Can you don't know where you're going, man.
I'm a little worried for him.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. What the hell? What am I? I'm just over there eavesdropping. I hate it. Look at this guy.
All right, but whatever. All that stuff is annoying. Let's move on to the stuff that actually pisses me off. Some of this stuff is subjective, so take it as you will. But no rolling? Really? No rolling? Did someone just forget to add it? There's absolutely no reason why the only chance to negate any damage is by using a shield. I think it's just me being picky, but it's so hard to fathom. Another thing that maybe doesn't deserve to be more than a mere annoyance is no fast travel. There is a form of faster travel, like when you go in a carriage behind, I think it's like an ox or something. It's kind of like Red Dead, right? When you have to like take the train from city to city, like that's the best fast travel that a game like that has to offer, I guess. But it's not true fast travel. But regardless, like that by itself is not the reason why it pisses me off. The reason why it makes me so mad is that there's also like a weird penalty where the more you get hurt as you're exploring, your max HP starts getting depleted. All of a sudden, you're in the middle of like a cave and you only have 10% of your max health. So you can use like health vials, I don't know, plants or whatever. But regardless of how you heal, you can only get up to 10% of your health back. And I hate that. That's the worst thing that I've experienced in a game recently. Like literally one hit from anything will unalive you like immediately. And guess what? The only way to get your max HP back up is by either resting at an inn or resting at a campfire. But I can't fast travel out of the cave. And whatever way I decide to try to get out of the cave, I end up getting unalived by whatever like horde of enemies that's in there. So when it's game over and the game reloads, it asks you, do you want to go back to your last autosave or do you want to go to your last inn? And I said, oh, hell yeah, let's do the last inn. But surprise, surprise, if you reload at the last inn, at least for me, it was about like an hour and a half worth of gameplay that I had already spent right after the inn. So I would essentially lose like an hour and a half. And that's when I said, nah, man, this game is not it. At least not for me. So look, this isn't a review of the game. I don't have a degree in game reviews, but what I'm trying to achieve is to set your expectations. My expectations were super high and they tanked so hard. If you're gonna go into this game, go into it with an apprehensive state of mind. That way you're not like overly disappointed. Maybe I'll pick up this game in like a year or so when there's like quality of life updates or something like that. But I mean, until then, it's kind of in the rear view, fella. If you made it this far, it means you probably like this video, or maybe you hate it. I don't know. I'm not really good at this stuff. But regardless, if you leave me like a like, a subscribe, let me know in the comments how I can improve and stuff. Like that'd be pretty sick. There's a lot of other games I'd love to talk about. And I mean, if there's an audience for it, that'd be a-okay. Well, all right, gamers. Bye-bye.